Does Miami go down? Ask yourself this question. What is your confidence level in the Hurricanes' ability to thoroughly outplay an ACC opponent? I don't know how it could be incredibly high. They didn't outplay Virginia Tech. They didn't outplay Cal. They just found a way to win both of those football games. But here's the difference. You have a Louisville team that has every ability to pull this upset. Experienced quarterback, solid defense, good coach, at home, backs against the wall. And Vegas doesn't think this is a Miami blowout. I think it's a Miami win and a Miami cover because they're coming off a bye. That's the only reason. I think that ability to rest up after a long trip all the way across the country to play the Golden Bears of Cal in Berkeley on College game day at night and getting back at I don't even know what hour in the morning the following day back in the great state of Florida. Yeah, I think Miami is going to come out with a focus and actually showcase what their full talent is. But if Miami struggles again here, I'm going to look at Clemson as the ACC favorite. Did you know that last week against Wake Forest, you probably didn't because who was watching this game? Wake Forest took a 7-0 lead. Took a 7-0 lead. You go, whoa, Clemson. Look out. Yeah, then they went on a 42-7 run. I'm not declaring Clemson is back because I still watch this team get blasted by Georgia 34-3. But to say they are a better team than last year is a factually accurate statement. And then some. Because Cade Klubnik in this offense with Garrett Riley again, yeah, things look to be clicking pretty well. And that they are kicking it into high gear when they need to. I don't care who they're playing. I really don't. Because if you are a team that is capable of winning a conference championship, you can turn it on. You do turn it on when you need to, regardless of opponent. And then you put your foot on the accelerator, you go across the finish line, and then Ocean's 11 style, you run over your buddy's car for good measure. That's what Clemson's been doing to everybody. Miami hasn't, and I still think Miami is one of the two best teams in this conference. But if we get a third data point on Miami of, yeah, they're just kind of scraping by everybody, and Clemson then goes in and rolls, and who does Clemson play this week? They play Virginia. Yeah, I'll take them to win that game 48-17. I'm taking Miami 34-24. I think off a bye can help. Shorter road trip, not going to feel as dramatic as going to Berkeley. Might even feel like a home game until, the Louisville faithful start screaming at you. So I think Miami finally figures it out. Cam Ward protects the football, continues slinging it all around the yard as a Heisman Trophy candidate. Reminds everybody, hey, I know we had a bye last week amidst one of the greatest college football Saturdays in recent memory, but we're still here. We are still here, and you should not forget about us. So, Clemson, Miami, I think they both win. I think they both cover this week. Duke is favored against Florida State. Did you ever think you'd see the day? This is Manny Diaz's first year. His first year as Duke's head coach. And yeah, he's got a capable quarterback in Malik Murphy. And I tell you what, I'm really impressed. I didn't talk about Duke a lot in the offseason. You know why? I didn't expect very much from him. You got a capable quarterback and a head coach who I don't think stinks, even though he was fired at his last job. Well, guess what? He doesn't stink. And they have been better sooner than I thought they would be. So, Duke 31, Florida State 13. I think Manny Diaz's defense at home, behind that crowd, which is a much better environment than you'd probably give it credit for off the top of your head, I think they hold that FSU offense, DJ Uyunglele or not, it's anemic and not any good. I think they hold them under 20 points. And I think Malik Murphy can get things going enough. 31-13, give me Duke. The Thursday game, not the Friday game, but the Thursday game in the ACC. Virginia Tech hosting Boston College. Virginia Tech and NC State, disappointing teams in the ACC this year. Speaking of disappointing teams, I was just talking about Florida State. And it's always worth reminding people that that team is a massive letdown this year. I don't think all is crashing down in a fiery blaze for Mike Norvell. In this season it is. For his career it is not. This is certainly going to be a season to forget. But Virginia Tech I had them as a 10-win capable team in the regular season. They already have 3 losses. So that's not going to happen. And they're going to push once again to just be like a 7-8 win team. And those fans in Blacksburg will continue to wait and wait and wait for them to reascend to their, in their view, rightful place as one of the 20 best programs in all of college football, with one of the greatest traditions in all of college football to be showcased in big games. Unfortunately, they haven't had that opportunity. Virginia Tech does win this game, though, against Boston College, 30-27. Wake Forest plays UConn. Wake Forest is an underdog by 1 point to UConn. Show the Demon Deacons some respect. 37-34, they beat UConn. Wake Forest defense has not been good this year, giving up a lot of points, but just for the sake of this is the ACC Picks segment, we'll pick the ACC team against one of the few independents in all of college football. Here's an interesting one. Here's a really interesting one. Notre Dame goes to Georgia Tech this week. Do you remember how this season started for Georgia Tech? The highest of highs. Beat number 10 Florida State, win the next week, ranked in the top 25, then fall out. What do you think Georgia Tech's record is right now? It's 5-2. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid for Brent Key's squad. And they're being spotted 11 points, according to our friends at FanDuel, at home against Notre Dame. You may see unranked and number 13 Notre Dame. Pretty sure that's where Notre Dame is ranked these days. Might depend on which poll you're exactly looking at. And you might think to yourself, well, it is number 12 Notre Dame. You might think to yourself, well, it's Notre Dame. They're going to be fine. This game is in Atlanta. Notre Dame has not played a road game since the first week of the regular season. Do you understand that? This is the first time they're playing a true road game since that time. I think they have figured some things out offensively. They're not as great as I thought they could be with Mike Denbrock as the OC and Riley Leonard as the quarterback, but double-digit road favorite? Nope. Give me the Georgia Tech cover. See, I want very badly to take Notre Dame to win. I just think Atlanta's going to be... I'm going to come back to that one. I really am. I changed that in the middle of... I had a pick written down where it's just Notre Dame wins, Georgia Tech covers. And then right as I went to say it aloud, on the air, I was like, I don't even know if I like that very much. So we'll come back to it. Cal is going to beat NC State because NC State is just not a very good football team. And Cal is not a very good football team. But Cal's a better, not very good football team than NC State. 34-20, they're at home, cross-country trip. Best of luck to the Wolfpack there. SMU goes into Palo Alto and somehow survives the curse of the farm. They're a big favorite. I think they win and cover. The offense with Kevin Jennings, quarterback, it's rolling for Rhett Lashley and company. It rolls here again. 45-17, they beat Stanford. Now, let me come back to this game and see if by the end of, this segment, which is not that much longer because we have a model we like to stick to here at the Locked On Podcast Network. Do I have the intestinal fortitude to pick against Notre Dame on the road? No, not quite. 24-20, Notre Dame wins. They sneak it out. If Georgia Tech pulls the upset, the only person I'll have to blame is myself. Appreciate everyone listening. I will see you next time, and until then, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.